the music videos ultimately are all about Colorado Springs. So it's not maybe the typical music video that you would see. It's basically community coming together. And that's really kind of the intent of this, is just let's see who wants to play, whether it be from a sponsorship level. Maybe businesses want to sponsor and see the next project come about. Maybe business owners want to be in the music video. Cool. Maybe product placement, that's a huge thing in videos also.
For sure.
So there's all sorts of different ways that we can
cool.
play. Yeah. I see like full songs for maybe nonprofits that serve a particular cause, right? Homelessness, so drug addiction, just those types of things. We have content for that. We have songs for that. And again, we have some of those that we're going to be sharing.
Before we get started with the show, I'd like to thank our sponsors. One of our sponsors is Recon Marketing. Recon is the fastest growing social media marketing agency in Colorado. Recon focuses on becoming an extension of your business while providing social media management, review management, and digital marketing. Recon Marketing, putting you on the radar. Our next sponsor is Atmos Planning. Atmos Planning is changing the way business owners and real estate investors are served by the financial industry. Their website is atmosplanning.com, atmosplanning.com. Our next sponsor is Planet Duct. Planet Duct offers astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. They have taken air duct cleaning to a new intergalactic level that is far more powerful and proactive than anything on the market in El Paso County and southern Colorado. Sheath Underwear. Sheath Underwear has a pouch for the boys. It is everyday underwear for every man. 100% money back on the first pair if you don't like it. Visit sheathunderwear.com and enter the code COSBP20 to get 20% off your order. That stands for Colorado Springs Business Podcast. That's our specific code. So now let's get on with the show. We're rolling.
Rolling.
All right. Welcome back to the COS Business Podcast. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. Today, this is a show, actually, I'm going to go a little bit into it, This is a show we have on go-getters, business owners, doers, movers in our community who are doing and moving.
Exactly. We're doing all sorts of stuff.
Yes, exactly. I had the camera on you when I was doing that whole spiel. But yeah, so today I'm sitting here with Jen. Oh my gosh!
I told you. It's Vinatieri-Muhl. I know it's a mouthful.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, what is that? What is that?
It's my maiden name is Vinatieri, so that's Italian. It actually means wineland.
Oh,
I know. And then Muhl's my married name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I keep forgetting to switch it, but it's okay because
that's quite okay.
We're seeing the reactions instead of the projections. So.
There you go.
It's still the conversation. So.
Exactly. That's what's important. So
exactly. So today I'm switching the cameras just to let the viewers know as well. Usually Marcus is in here on the ones and twos, but today he is in Oregon.
Right, and you're obviously manipulating a lot of things. They're having to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So just to let you know, if I forget the camera, it still works.
There you go. Just listen to us.
There or just the interesting thing about that is they're viewing me listening to you or vice versa. Okay. So it's still part of the conversation.
So just don't fall asleep if you ask me a question.
Yes.
Because they're viewing you.
Exactly.
Listening to me.
All right. I wish I had my buttons, so I could do
right?
the crickets or something. All right. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah. So I have a business that I launched. It's called Cosmic, Colorado Springs Music Industry Coalition. Mm-hmm. So it's, how do I explain this? It's basically trying to figure out a way to bring music industry professionals to work with business people as well as just the community, different organizations, different nonprofits, different causes and so forth. And how do we give that voice? Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity for anyone, even if not musically inclined, to potentially participate and feel a little bit like a rock star, maybe through a video or lending their voice to a track or whatnot. So it's in early stages. We're trying to see what comes of it. So we have big aspirations for this. So we're excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before I ask this question, I'm going to roll the intro music, and then I'll ask this question.
There you go.
Yeah. This is a show where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners who are mostly in Colorado Springs doing things in the community of Colorado. But it's actually rolling. Like it's there. Yeah, you know that was it. All right. So what does that look like for the people in the music industry? And how are you bridging that gap to work with businesses?
So again, early stages. Right now, I've got some partners. I've got Adrian and Q. You know
Who's
them.
both been on the podcast.
Yes, they have both been on the podcast. And as you know, they also have other things that they do as well. And this is just kind of a collaborative effort where we put our heads together and really started trying to figure out, well, how can we bring community and how can we make impact within our community also by using our love of music? So, it can be, we're looking at hopefully eventually rolling out some sort of I don't know if I want to call it a network, but some sort of a meeting space where individuals who have a love of music can come in and maybe listen to some of the projects that we're doing. If there's, businesses or causes out there that need some voice for those particular causes, or let's just say they're throwing a festival, or they obviously music is such a huge component of bringing people together.
Yeah.
So we can come together and just kind of write an anthem or a jingle or something, right?
Interesting, yeah.
And then we have our own individual projects where we're constantly writing, we're constantly trying to put out music. I'm actually getting ready to rebrand and relaunch a lot of old music that I had and re-release it, and a lot of it can be appropriate for community and for different causes, and that coupled with hopefully some videography to do a music video, we can put that stuff out there. And the music videos ultimately are all about Colorado Springs. So it's not maybe the typical music video that you would see. It's basically community coming together. You'll see a lot of people within the Colorado Springs community. So we want to bring visibility to those causes through that, get people engaged in the video. Musicians, if they want to lend a voice or be on a track, hey, it's all about creating something cool. So if we have a concept, we come together and the first one we did, Lemonade. We
Hold that thought.
Yep.
I got to plug this laptop.
Okay. Before it dies, it's going to go out.
I had it plugged in, but I unplugged it.
Like it's dying of juice.
Yes.
It needs more juice.
We don't want to lose that thought.
No.
Let's just hold it. And
Here it is, right here. Yeah. So
all right. So yeah.
So Lemonade. So we put that one out there. It's kind of a testing ground, right? So basically, we put that one out there, and the concept of that one, ultimately, I had a song. Had lost my job of 7 years, feeling sorry for myself on the couch, and was just like, I kind of want to write something. So that came into mind, was lemonade, make lemons out of lemonade, right? And then I just kind of thought, what if I could gift this somehow? What if I could gift my music? What if there was a way to do that? And so we're still trying to figure all of that out. And by doing that, putting it out there, we made a video to it. And a lot of individuals within the community did show up, and it turned out really, really cool.
Yeah.
But through that process, I originally had produced it with someone else, and it was more of a dance track, but it didn't quite feel where I needed it to be for the community or for the project I had in mind. So Adrian actually listened to it and said, hey, Jen, I really love this song. Q listened to it, was like, this is great. What if we just change the backtrack a little bit? And so they simplified it, gave it a whole different sound. And, we met at a studio and we're listening to it and we're like, I hear a trumpet. Okay, trumpet would be really cool. Who do we know? Does anybody know a trumpet player? Let's bring him in. And Sean Appleby, who lent his trumpet skills, he came in and was just like, well, Jen, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. Just go in there and feel it. And so he did. Same with Johnny Ray. He came in with the guitar. And it was just really fun to see it come to life. And that's really kind of the intent of this, is just let's see who wants to play. Whether it be from a sponsorship level, maybe businesses want to sponsor and see the next project come about. Maybe business owners want to be in the music video. Cool. Maybe product placement, that's a huge thing in videos also.
For
so
sure.
There's all sorts of different ways that we
would
can
be cool.
play.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like there's all sorts of different ways.
Get one one of the Planet Duck spaceships
Oh,
flying in the
I know
background.
Brandon. I know. We've been talking. So Brandon Kirk is amazing. So yeah, we've been talking about potentially doing so there's all sorts of cool things we could do with music and videography and so forth. But the key piece is kind of the funding. How do we get that? Well, ultimately we're going to have to start asking for sponsorships. Hopefully there's people even in that can follow us that will follow us and be engaged in the projects that we're doing that will want to play. Every little bit helps, and that ultimately is for the piece of, again, production and videography, right? But if we're gifting that then later, and we're putting it out there and releasing it and sharing it with our, think about it, combined social community, just the expanse of the people that we could reach in that messaging would be huge, and that following would be huge. And what we do is we monetize the song. So if somebody purchases the song on our website, that sits in a piggy bank and goes back to that specific cause that it was created for. Obviously, anything outside of Colorado, if there's any type of opportunities with licensings or whatnot, we'd monetize that separately to help fund some of that stuff. So we're still putting all these pieces together. It's pretty intricate, but we're just leaving it open because there's so many different ways that we can play.
Yeah, and I love that you're open to collaboration because
100%.
It invites ideas,
Yeah.
It invites people to come with. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, oh, they could think of this, thinking this.
Yeah,
So
right?
that's a good environment to establish.
Yeah.
that you've established.
Yeah,
And that's cool. So at the beginning of what you were saying, it seemed like it kind of sounded like it's a talent agency in a sense too.
So there is a talent agency aspect that it could be to it. That would probably sit more in Adrian's court because he's the owner of Royal Dominion Records and artist development. So I kind of let him kind of handle that piece. But yes, we are talking about things with Cosmic where we could do some potential talent shows and maybe there's some sponsorships to help develop some of these artists, right? I'm a songwriter, so I can write. I see music everywhere. Like everything inspires me in a song or whatever.
What does this room sound like?
Oh, it sounds pretty hip. I mean, I'm just hearing, it sounds pretty cool. I mean, you got a high energy, you got a great vibe, so
I wish I had my buttons again.
I know, right? We'll throw down here.
I got a ukulele.
There you go. Which, if you play the ukulele, we'll get you on a song. So there you go. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
But I love to play with sounds and such, and just again, if there are even people out there that, say there's an artist out there, a singer out there that needs help songwriting. That's what I do. Reach out to me. Let's write something together. That's what I do. If there's a business that wants a jingle, that's what I do. Reach out. And that coupled with, again, Adrian and Q, who are also artists individually, but collaboratively, we create other stuff. So it's that concept. Who wants to play? Let's play. Let's see what is right for that particular project, for that particular sound. I am not somebody that is, what I like to say is no ego. No ego. You can't have ego when it comes to this stuff because you have to be open to creating something spectacular. And so, I may come up with an idea and somebody may come up with a better one. Well, you go with the better one.
Yeah.
Right?
Have you heard of the Gorillas?
I love the Gorillas.
Okay.
Yes.
They're if you know about how they make their music, if you listen to yes,
I love them.
yeah, exactly. That's a good one. But if you know how they do their music production, like the reason why they chose cartoons is because they could create their own identities.
Yes.
But a lot of their music production, if you listen to their albums, they are the Gorillas when another artist will come in that's like maybe popular or maybe medium popularity or whatever. They're just good artists. They'll come together. They'll make these songs, but it'll be under the Gorilla name.
Yep.
And they continue to mold it and adapt it. And I mean, there's some pretty consistent singers that are in there.
Yes.
The guy who's from Blur, which is a 90s band.
I'm trying to remember. I'm like, okay, what? It's a blur right now.
Yeah, exactly. But he's like the main singer guy in a lot of the things,
That's cool. Yeah. no. Yes, I love it. I love it. But yeah, it's so it'd be a similar concept to that, but it's not just going to be music. Again, it's how can we get that music also to support community. So there will be projects that obviously we work on to support maybe singers that just don't have content. Well, we can create content, and our content, our whole process behind this is the love of music. So we're not going to take somebody comes in, they have a particular look, and we're like, oh, you're going to be the next, I don't know,
Madonna.
sex pot or Madonna or whatever, if that's the route they want to go, cool, we'll support you. But we're not going to take somebody and say, you need to be this. We want it to be true to who they are. So we do take a lot of time to get to know that individual. What drives you? What are you about? Blah, blah, blah. What do you want to write about? What type of sound do you have? And, but also open their minds to potential collaboration of different sounds, introducing different sounds so that we can make something different, right? So there is that piece. And then kind of the business side of it where we want to, again, partner with nonprofits and causes and so forth somehow to, again, get some of that funding to create these projects and bring more awareness to their causes. And then for businesses, jingles or, business owners want to come out and play and be on the videos, so it's really about having fun around our passion, which is music. And people have passion around music differently. Some people just love to listen to it. Some people maybe have a secret cool voice that they're not using, and we're going to be like, hey, we got a cool voice, let's put you on here, because I don't want to be the one singing on every track all the time. I want to be songwriting in the background and creating cool stuff. So again, it's that ego piece where it's like, what sounds best for this? Yeah
And so you say somehow when you said get nonprofits and stuff. Yeah. So that means you haven't figured that out yet.
I haven't figured that out yet, but I do have a lot of connections. I think my struggle right now is, again, time, right? I have my full-time job, which I adore, and I love what I do, and we're doing so great, and we're making a lot of impact in the community. Honestly.
Shout out HR branches.
Heck yeah, HR branches, BRW, tax and accounting. Yeah. And what's great about this is I've never worked for an employer that has pushed me so hard to pursue my dream.
That is so cool.
And they sponsored the launch party for Lemonade, everything. They're just like, Jen, just put it out there. Okay, now you're going to go present here. Now you're going to present here and share this concept. But the struggle is, again, that time. Because
what is the value proposition?
The value proposition, the benefit. Well, I would say, if it's a business, right? If it's a business or a nonprofit that we're working with, again, my thought process is, trying to create some things to bring funds in. But maybe there's an opportunity, and this is what I thought of the other day. I'm like, maybe there's an opportunity to partner with some of these nonprofits. Maybe there's some funding that they already have that we can leverage, right? Partner together, collaborate, and create this project, because ultimately that project is theirs. It's a cosmic. Cosmic is not just myself. Cosmic is community. Yeah. So, anyone who plays is somehow they've got a piece of it in a sense, right? So it's us working together to do that. But I believe the value proposition is, again, bringing more visibility through music, through content, right? And having that anthem or having whatever it is that we create on your sites, leveraging our mutual social community, right? Putting that out there, and everybody who's involved in the project sharing that once it's released on their social media platforms. That view, that reach is so huge that it can bring even more visibility to that. Let's go ahead and talk about what those causes are, right? We'll have the video, but we will talk on our website and share a little bit about what this cause is about. I've got one. My next project that I'm hoping to do is around a song that I released long ago called Rainbow, and the song, ultimately, if you listen to the colors of that I'm describing, they're skin tones. It's all about equality. It's also about, gender, being just celebrating people, right? So my vision for this, what I would love is the video, I would love to have it in a club atmosphere. Okay. And for everybody to kind of come and wear different rainbow colors and creating a I want to bring a line dance back. It's more of a pop song, but it's like maybe we have a cool, line dance or something. So that way when the clubs are hopping and so forth and that song comes on, maybe because I think line dances bring people together. I know that some people are probably like, oh, those are cheesy, but I was one of the girls that was on there saying, oh, it's cheesy, but I was out there, because I wanted to be a part of just the crowd. And so it was fun. So, I'm thinking of reaching out to Pride and to see if maybe there's some potential there, to collaborate and think of, so again, bringing visibility to those topics, maybe giving them an anthem, and allowing us, in addition, selfishly, to gain visibility from that also, right? And our reach just becomes that much more. So, as business owners, I've had some business owners here locally. They're like, Jen, I want to play. How do we play? And I'm like, cool. There's a bunch of different ways, right? So it's a way for us to kind of be kids in a sense, because we're so in the grind of the business world. And a lot of the people who have approached me as business owners are some of the higher echelon business owners here that I'm like, really? You want to play? You want to,
Okay.
It's an opportunity for us to be silly, for us to be serious also in the content, but to have fun around it and to celebrate these topics and to bring shine a spotlight on them and just bring awareness through that. So, a positive type of thing. And so hopefully, depending on where they're at or depending what that business owner is using it for or that nonprofit or so forth, through gaining that visibility, hopefully it will also allow them to reach their goals as well.
Yeah. Okay. So potential partnerships with businesses to help fund projects to bring visibility?
I would love that. I don't know how all of this works, right? As we as entrepreneurs a lot of times don't know. We just see that end goal and we're like, okay, I'm just going to wing it till I get there. And that's kind of a little bit of it, right? I know some pieces of it, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need that. And that's what we do, right? As we grow, we're like, okay, well, I can't handle this piece. I'm not the master at this piece. I know what I know in this piece, which is songwriting, and it's connecting and bringing people together. But there's so much of it that I don't know, and that's why I have Adrian and I have Q and, Wisdom and DJ. And, I'm hoping that team will grow. We're the core people, but we're looking for people to play, whether it be videography, photography, content. My thought process is with our website, as people play, we're going to put their logos on there. They're players. They're part of Cosmic, right? Cosmic is a concept. Cosmic is collaboration through music. Who wants to play? You don't necessarily have to play an instrument. You can be a business owner who's participating somehow. Okay, let's get you as you're part of Cosmic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Yeah.
Long explanation, but I got through it. Woo!
So in about 12 months from now,
yeah,
what would you like to have happen for Cosmic to be successful?
Yes, I would really love to have some more projects and some more songs put out there that are serving the community. I would really like to gain some visibility. I would really like our team players, to grow, businesses to come in at different facets and different, capacities, and just have a really cool team of, I don't want to call them referral partners, but again, through these partnerships, we start thinking, oh, you need video, perfect person. Oh, this person did this for me. I'm gonna, that type of thing, or I've worked with this person. So it's all about who do we know and sharing that. And in knowing that philosophy and working that way, that's how you grow. I can't be everywhere at one time, right? We none of us can. So just in understanding what you do and your superpower is, I know as I'm talking to people, if I don't do it, I'm like, I know somebody, you got to go call Andrew,
Yeah, I love that.
And I think that's ultimately the only way to work, really.
So
and to grow.
Who is saying what when I need to refer them to you?
Who is saying what when they're...
If that makes sense.
I would say that's a great question. I love that you asked that, because that's one of them. It's like, well, what are some key things I need to listen for, right? To refer people to you. So I would say businesses that maybe need some marketing, but we're kind of a different type of marketing, right?
I was just thinking that in a way, like just about like
Yeah.
less than 30 seconds ago, I was thinking you
Right.
guys in a way, like it's a visibility tool for businesses.
It totally is.
And it's a unique way instead of just
Yeah.
having a sign on the road
Right.
or a Google ad.
Right. And again, we don't do the videography piece. We partner with videographers to do that piece, right? So having core videographers that want to play with that, but we not only bring visibility, we give voice. We give voice to that cause, right? So if somebody's coming to us and I don't know, they want to do something regarding mental health or something like that, cool, let's talk about a song. Let's talk about a song concept. What do you want in there? I spent 30 years as a recruiter also, and I was always just very nosy. What do you want to be when you grow up? And a lot of times the answers I would get would completely not match a resume. Okay, what do you want to do with this? Okay, have you thought about this? We're going to challenge the fact that, hey, what if we put song to this? What if we made an anthem? What if we brought voice to this? What if you used it for this? Lemonade. When I think of lemonade and launching lemonade, you've got your lemonade that you were creating, right? There's a bunch of different little. I saw something about a young lady, very, very, very young lady that was doing a lemonade stand. I'm like, oh my goodness, if she did something, maybe she could use lemonade. Again, the stuff that sits in Colorado, we're gifting. We're gifting the songs, right? But we have to get collaboration and funding to be able to do that. The stuff that sits outside of Colorado, those are potential licensing opportunities to help us to do more and to create more and to make more impact. So, and the monetization behind the songs that once they're released, those go back into the causes that they support. Yeah, I mean, again, still trying to wrap my head around how this is all going to come together, because ultimately what I do...
Is there a specific product you can... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Go ahead.
Is there a specific product you can create to offer to business owners within Cosmic?
Yes, I feel that there are several different products that we could, especially when we're talking business owners, again, creating an anthem or maybe a jingle. Yeah. A jingle would be much less. Maybe they need a jingle.
And I was specifically, I asked that question because I was thinking, who one of your clients could be, who someone could be a client of Cosmic.
Right.
And they're paying for something that benefits them,
right?
But also pays the members of who are participating in that Cosmic project,
right? Absolutely.
So it's like,
yeah.
I was just thinking, I mean, it's basically like an anthem or a jingle, but just imagine having a whole song about like your business.
Right.
Think of like, what is your business? What do you want your business to represent?
Right.
How do you want that to sound? Maybe they don't want a female lead singer. Maybe they want a metal artist.
Exactly.
So
how cool would that be, right?
Yeah.
Just to be able to, again, vet those opportunities, and I don't know that businesses necessarily want a whole song. It's cool. Sure. If they do, awesome. Yeah. Let's go ahead and write something, but a jingle.
If you're able to go out there and sell it and pitch it, maybe you can garner interest. Maybe they don't know they want it.
That's true. Absolutely. I see like the full songs for maybe nonprofits that serve a particular cause, right? Homelessness, So drug addiction, just those types of things. We have content for that. We have songs for that. And again, we have some of those that we're going to be sharing. So on our website, we're going to be creating what I call like song bios for certain things, right? Hey, here's my vision, like I just explained, Rainbow. That one I really think could be really great for again, just racism or the just shedding some light on equality, on just coming together,
There's a protest going on right now. Did you see that?
I did, yeah. There's one race, human race.
Yes.
So we need to celebrate that. We need to celebrate that. And that's what this is about, I think. So, or I know, but again, we'll see where this grows, and I encourage anybody who is listening or even curious, because there's so many ideas that maybe we haven't thought of. Maybe somebody just calls and says, "Hey, Jen, have you thought of this?" No, I haven't. Let's go ahead.
Drop it in the comments right now if you're watching.
Just reach out, whatever, let's play. And that's what I keep saying, let's play. So that's the concept, but let's see what can happen. So again, anyone who maybe, if you run across singers or artists or whatever, and they need some assistance, we could potentially help there because we have the artist development sector also through Adrian. And we can really look at somebody and go, what do you want to accomplish here? And then just kind of go from there. We've had a few clients that we've done that with, and it's been really cool, from 12-year-olds to 20-somethings to 30-somethings. I mean, that's a wide range. And so I feel that collaboratively, I can't even say it, collaboratively as a team, I think we can understand that. We just take the time to again, understand the vision behind that and try to put something in song.
Definitely. And so you were saying earlier, time is a big thing, is a big holder back for you. Why is that?
Well, there's only, I mean, I am like I said, I'm supporting HR branches and BRW tax and accounting.
Your full-time job.
And they're making such an impact, and we've grown so much there alone. And I'm pretty much out there selling them 24/7. So at the end of the day, I'm educating myself on different things. But the time is for me,
and timing.
Okay. Exactly. So I'm allowing, what do they say? It's not, I'm not in control. There's something much larger than me in control, right? So I'm trying not to be, because patience is not one of my, I want it done now. I want it done now, right? So I can be pretty hard on myself when it comes to that. Why haven't I done this? What am I doing this for? Blah, blah, blah. But that's my constant struggle. Just come on, we're progressing, right? Just looking back at, okay, we're baby steps. So if I can do a little bit towards it each day, I just pivot. If this isn't working right now, let me pivot over here and make this work right now. And the pieces will come together when they're meant to come together. So, if there's a connection I need, and I'm meeting people all the time, and there's a connection I meet, but they're not, timing's not right, they're not ready to play, that's okay. Okay, maybe there's one over here, so we'll go where the projects take us, or where these opportunities take us, right? So that's kind of, that's the timing
Would
thing.
you like for it to be something you're doing full time, and this is what you're focusing on going out there?
Yeah, eventually, yes, I totally would like to. I think, with myself being a songwriter, and the way I I don't want to brag or anything, but songwriting comes very easily to me.
Yeah, that's not bragging. That's just knowing who you are.
That's my superpower. Like, I see song in everything. So somebody can send me a beat, boom, I have something to it. If it inspires me within the first, I'm already hearing it. If I don't have a beat and somebody tells me a story and
can you freestyle?
Inspire me, can I freestyle? I'm not gonna freestyle, right? But yeah, I can't say that I have that particular talent. It's funny because I see it. I think I see it visually. So when people tell me stories or I see things, I'm seeing like a visual in my head. And then I write to that, to what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling, because I have to feel it. I have to feel it. So that comes out to me in melody and words. And so that's how that comes to light. So I don't necessarily
if I were playing on my ukulele, get something going, it's not something that you would say, and it might happen, but it's not something that would happen instantaneously. You would feel it first, and then the instantaneous would come.
There are some times where I hear something instantaneously and things have come, and I start humming something, and then all of a sudden the words come to me. But a lot of times I hesitate on the words if it's somebody else's, because I like to ask them, what did you see? What did you feel when you wrote this? I need to understand that. And it's amazing to me because I've worked with several artists that were just like, I don't know, I just created that. I felt that. Okay, but what were you thinking of in that moment? And then if they can't tell me, I'm like, can I tell you what I just envisioned? And it's this. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense, Jen. And okay, let's write something to that. And sometimes I'll write things somewhat vague so that there's 2 and 3 meanings. That way it can appeal to the masses, or, others can relate differently.
For sure,
right? We all relate to to things differently. What something means to me might not mean the same to you.
You can be as clear as possible, and
Yep.
people are still going to interpret things
Yeah.
different than you.
Yeah,
You can even not be vague, and people still interpret it.
Right, that's so true. I mean, I don't know how many times a song comes on the radio, and I'm like, man, I remember the first time I heard that, and I remember what I felt and where I was.
That's how I am too with music.
Yeah.
I actually just I've noticed that's not with everyone. I think it's a specific thing, but definitely I can remember exactly the exact moment the first time that I heard a song. Like if I'm driving down a place, I can remember what song that I heard, or something like that, if it comes to mind.
Right.
And it's just and like I'm a very, when it comes to music, I'm more of a melody musical listener than I am a lyrical listener.
Yeah.
And so like I remember melody before I remember lyrics.
I think that's huge. I don't think people realize that I shouldn't say people, but there are so many components to a song that, like you just said, I write lyrics and I write harmony or melody, but there's also the backtrack that has so many components of it too. So there's a lot of times when I'm listening to a song and I'm like, oh, the hook is the track. It's not what the person's singing. There's so many different hooks, and people relate to different hooks. They might hear something differently. So I think that's cool.
Maybe it's one specific phrase in the song that you like the song so much, and then like you're playing it around a friend, and then you realize, like, you don't like any other part of the song but that one.
Right, true, I know. Yeah.
That's also an interesting thing about music too, is listening to it by yourself is a completely different experience than when you have other brains around you.
So true.
You're also listening it through their ears too, as well. Right. So it's kind of interesting, and that's same with movies too, and like same with any concepts or ideas. Like if you have an idea that you're thinking about, business idea maybe, and share that with someone else, and you're gonna hear it how they hear it, like not even necessarily what they're saying as feedback, which is important too, but you're filtering it through their ears as you're telling them. Like it's interesting how that works.
It's really cool. Really cool.
So we were going, okay, so so if going full time doing this is something that you want, what would be an ideal timeline for that to happen?
Oh my goodness. I'd say probably a year or two or something like that, just because of everything that's being built. And again, just kind of defining the way I envision it, going full time. I mentioned that my ultimate dream is to be able to travel, open up a laptop, have people send me ideas or beats. I listen to them. I can record them like on the tool that we were talking about earlier. Hey, what's the best tool to do this? Record my vocal ideas, send it back, and then they just run with it. That's always been my end game in a sense. But also, that way I can support all these ideas still from afar, still want to be involved in that. I would love to do that all day just because I'm a creative and I just want to hear those stories and then translate them how I think, they make sense to me or to the world or whatever. And I've had people come back and go,
I think if you had the right sales team, you could have more work than you could even handle.
Yeah, I agree. I tried doing this once before COVID hit.
Oh, yeah.
And had my own studio and so forth. Now, again, I'm not an engineer. I can't play music or anything, but I had the same concept. And it just became really hard to even sell at that point, right? So now I've just kind of realized, all right, I'm not going to do all these little pieces myself. So maybe having a team of businesses that collaborate, I can't even say that word, collaborate together, but individually of each other, but also collaboratively to bring these concepts to light, If I have somebody that approaches me, Jen, I need a song for this. Okay, cool. The first thing I'm going to do is call my team and say, hey, heads up. Here's what we've got on our plate. Who can play? Who do we know? Blah, blah, blah. What does this look like? Let's call those
These
individuals.
are their ideas that they want. They need this.
Yep.
They really want a what are they didgeridoo in their song?
Exactly. You never know, right? So
where's the didgeridoo player at?
We're gonna find one. I don't know. We'll put something out there. I don't know, or maybe there's a sample. I have no clue.
Yeah, exactly.
But we figure that out, and we figure out who those players are going to be, and that's what this network is meant to be. This cosmic network. Okay, who do we know? Who do you know? And that's how the Lemonade project came together, and the song and so forth. So yeah, I would love to do that all the time. I just love to just sit wherever I'm sitting and have some equipment that I learned how to use and just be doing this all the time. I've done it to some extent, to some snippets. I've worked with some DJs internationally that have sent me stuff, and I've sent stuff back, and we've recorded it, and it's out there. So that's
I told you
fun.
about the song that I did with the German person. His verse was in German. And
yes,
mine.
that's so cool. But I mean, it's cool to why not? And if we can put community around that concept and leverage our community, but also bring impact to our community, gosh, I can see that reach just being exponential. And we could do so many good things, that's, yeah.
Good things, cool things,
yes, fun things. It's like, just bring people together around that concept would be so awesome.
Well, sweet. I think we'll start wrapping this up. Is there anything else you'd like to promote or let people know that might be watching this?
So, yes, absolutely. So if you'd like to find out more, we do have a website. It's cosmiccos.com. So we have our information on there. It does have a place where if you want to sponsor or even throw an idea out there, please put your ideas out there. No idea is too crazy. Believe me, I come up with some crazy ones. So please, you just never know. Somebody might throw something out there and it might not be the right idea, but it might transpire another thought, which could be the ultimate idea, right? So just reach out, and if you're an artist needing content, if you're a business needing jingles, whatever, if you just want to play at some level, let's talk.
Yeah. I gotta play my ukulele before we end.
Yes, that needs to be maybe it's the start of a jingle. Totally.
I get nervous playing around people, so
don't be nervous. I know I'm the same way. It's like I have stage fright, but yeah.
I've been wanting to play it on the podcast for a while. Last time I played it was with Q, actually.
I love this.
We did a little improvised thing.
Q's awesome. Q just Q's amazing.
That's what I did with Q. That was the same progression. So let's hear what you hear with that. I know what Q heard with that.
I can hear a hum. It's funny because Q and I, working together, we'll listen to the same thing, come up with something completely different.
Exactly. That's so there's this, when I was learning how to audio engineer music tracks, there's this thing called Dueling Mixes that the Recording Revolution did, which is where I learned a lot of how I do with my audio engineering. Graham Cochran, he now does like marketing stuff. He doesn't even do that anymore. But his YouTube videos are still there for anyone to see.
Yeah.
But there is this thing they called Dueling Mixes, and you could participate too because they'd give you all the tracks, and it would be like a full song already recorded, like already drums, guitars, vocals, and backings, and all that. But it was the thing was that it was called Dueling Mixes, so that means that two different producers, two people would mix it. Like they would mix it separately, and then they'd come back and then hear how it was mixed. And it's actually crazy. Even with everything played the same, the audio engineer has a big influence of how the song sounds because they're ultimately making decisions. Does this have a delay? Does this have a reverb?
Absolutely.
Does this how does this sit in the track? Oh, can I move this around? Because they can actually chop things up and move them around. So it's like, and then I did one myself too. It's like if some people know certain techniques, like making the snare drum pop. You
love
duck that.
It's that's a whole other language, and it excites me in itself. But I mean, one thing that I didn't ask for, with connections and so forth. Again, if there are studios out there that want to play, if there are engineers out there that want to play, we all create differently. I mean, one of the things that we did just in the studio one day was, hey, here's a track. And I said, what if we all took it home? Do you think any of us would come back with the same
did
thing?
you guys take it home?
So we didn't do that, but it's funny because like Hugh and Adrian and I, we have this we call it the dream team or whatever, like little stream thing that we share ideas constantly. And it's so funny. Somebody will throw a track on there and Q will go on there and do his sexy R&B stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm more poppy, or I might hear something else. And it's like two completely different songs, but there's the opportunity to infuse those and to do that, you know, so it's really cool sounds and stuff like that.
And it does ultimately like infusing. I mean, the audio engineer and producer makes a lot of executive decisions that you don't even think about that go into some of the most popular songs. There's this guy named Max Miller. He's Swedish, but he's basically produced a lot of Britney Spears songs.
Yeah.
He's produced a lot of Katy Perry songs.
Yeah.
And then he's also produced some Taylor Swift songs. There was this thing, so there's a Katy Perry song. There's this certain like way she did this thing with her voice that went a certain way, and the way the beat did it. And then like a decade later, this Taylor Swift song came out, and I was like, that sounds exactly the same. This is how I found out about Max Miller, actually. I was like, that sounds exactly how this Katy Perry song sounds. I wonder who produced that song. So I looked it up, and then I looked it up the other song. It was produced by the same
There you go,
person.
because you can kind of hear those. Everybody has this
signatures,
unique,
yeah, and it's two artists,
beautiful.
2 different songs,
right?
You know, two different decades.
Right.
So it's
that's
like,
so cool. I love that you have that ear.
Yeah,
I love that you have that ear for that.
I was
Super
really
cool.
excited, like when I called it. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't even expecting the results that I found.
That's awesome.
So it's like it's
very,
just cool.
very cool. I love it.
But yeah, so yeah, we'll wrap this up. But
Okay.
You already said where people can find you at?
Yes. So again, go to our website, Cosmic It's COSMIC. COS, so cosmiccos.com, and you'll see some little tidbits and so forth. But just again, those are the starts of our website. There'll be a lot more content as we grow, but reach out there and let's see how we can play.
Yeah,
I already have something for your little jingle that you're playing.
Okay,
just so you know.
all right. Well, so does Q.
Jingle's coming.
Sounds
There you
good.
go.
All right. Well, this has been the COS Business Podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next time.
Thank
On
you.
the next episode. On the next one. All right.
Sweet.
And then usually an outro music plays, but I haven't programmed it on this one.
Hey, it's all good. It's all
I'll edit it
good.
in there.